Hey guys, how's it going? Recently reached 150 subscribers and I cannot say how much I appreciate it. That's awesome, thank you. Today we're going to talk about Fenrir and where all you can put is gadgets on the map Nighthaven Labs. Hopefully it all stays viable over time, but we'll have to see about that. I'm going to separate the different map sections by chapter so you can kind of hop around depending on which site you want to look at. And let's just hop right in. We're going to start off with second floor command center servers. So a few things to notate about Fenrir real quick is that you kind of want to use them the same way you kind of would Valkyrie, where you kind of want to put them underneath things like tables, desks, but also with Fenrir you can put it in debris. Debris is actually Fenrir's best friend. As you can see, this is all broken up, can't really see the gadget, it's turned on right now, but as soon as they come through here, as soon as you're in line of sight, it is going to turn on. So this is actually one of the best places to put it for this top site because this is a big spot that they come in at. This doorway is another good spot to come in at, so you can have one sitting right inside that PC tower there, and that will keep this room pretty secured. Another thing is certain tables, like this one, is not actually going to activate on them whenever they walk past. Don't mind how close I have it to the edge. This is just for example purposes. But if they crouch, it would turn on, but when they're standing, it will not, because the placement of the line of sight for where it sees you is somewhere around the mid of your body. So some tables will, some tables won't, but for the most part, assume that most of these tables are going to require crouch height to actually activate. Third spot that you're going to want it is in the grass. Now, you're going to want to make sure that you throw it from a side angle like I did with this one, or else it will get destroyed like this one. If you do it from above, like from here, and you throw it down, it's going to destroy all the grass. So make sure that you throw it from the side. That way it doesn't destroy the grass. You can place a gadget here. It'll help whenever they come from this way, because as soon as they enter this area here, they are going to be under the smoke, and there's no way for them to really slow peek this without being totally sighted by this whole area. The only downside to that spot is that it's easily seen from this doorway. So if they come in and they happen to notice it, they can easily get rid of it. I know in my example I used this grass and this one as the explosion, but this is the one that you'd actually want to have it on, as it will give you more of a line of sight of this whole circle here as well as anyone coming up on this wall. This is also the other one that you'd want to have turned on at the time. That way if they come through here, you'll know, and this will cover most of your main push here in IT. If you hear that they're coming through garage, you could turn off that one and activate this one instead. That is going to wrap it up for second floor. Let's move on to the next one. Next up we have first floor kitchen cafeteria. For the kitchen cafeteria area, these tables are super useful for your placements. The main two spots are going to be under this table here. You're going to want to slide underneath, otherwise you'll keep catching the top, and then it won't activate on them unless they crouch. So these will still activate without them having to crouch, and they still can't see them unless they get all the way against this wall. This one, same thing, when they come through here, that'll activate on them. It's not very visible from this angle. You'd have to get from this corner angle here, which at this point you're already getting blasted by this one. The third one you can put over here. I actually did it a little bit ago, but I got it stuck on this black piece, so be careful about the way you throw it. Make sure you're actually getting it under the table. The reason that you want to put this one on the roof of this is because if they plant anywhere over here, when they crouch down to plant, it'll activate on them at that point. So for kitchen, you're going to take the big pot and just melee it down. It'll fall over here in this area all the time, and you just throw it straight through. It's good to go. And for this one, you want to melee this pot here. It'll crack, and you just throw it through that one, and it's also good to go. And that's going to wrap it up for kitchen cafeteria. Let's move on to the next. Alright, moving on to first floor storage and control room. Alright, so your first one you're going to do is this one here against this wall. You're going to want to align it with that joystick. That way, they won't feel anything about it until they jump to the window. So from here, it doesn't activate on them. As soon as they jump in, they're just going to hit them from that angle. Alright, the second thing you want to do in this room is destroy these chairs. You can throw yours in any of these, doesn't really matter which one. You could do both, could do the one, Personally, I would suggest just doing one or the other, not both. The reason for that being if this one did for some reason decide to run over the debris, as you can see, it's very obviously there. Third one, you're going to break this box, you're going to throw it through right over there. That'll give you control of this whole corner here. Alright, for storage, there's not a lot of places for Fenrir to really put his pieces. You can put them down as more of an informational type of thing, not so much as hidden smoke, you know, that's really going to mess with them for a long amount of time. They'll be able to take out anything you put in here fairly quickly, because you can put it here or lower, whichever way you want to go. I guess you should probably actually go lower, it would make more sense. There we go. But yeah, you can put it in different spots just for information purposes, but if they jump through here going for that kind of plant, it's best just to have someone playing underneath to kind of prevent that from basement. And that's really all that there is to this site, is just those main 2 or 3 spots to cover the control room side. So let's go and move on to the next one. Alright, moving on to basement assembly and tank. Alright, so basement doesn't really have very many breakables or anything like that to hide your gadgets in. There's only really one good spot to put something that's hard for them to get to, and that's inside the animus. So you can put it there, and as long as they don't breach through this wall and have to walk through here, they will be getting hit by that one. However, I don't really see a lot of people breaching through here. I mean, at least me personally, I haven't seen a lot of people breaching through here. Most of them seem to go through 2 stairways there or there. Some of them will go through this wall, but as for this one on its own, I haven't seen a lot of movement in. So the rest of your gadgets are all going to be informational to find out where the push is coming from. So you put one here, they will not see it until they get to their actual peak point, in which they will finally see it. So this is one of your main ones to turn on. Turn on the animus. You're going to have one in this doorway here. You're going to put one here, and then you're going to put one right here. So you're going to turn on this one. It will most likely get destroyed before you get a chance to deactivate and switch your spot, but it's more of an early warning than anything else, because you're going to want to know if they're coming from that way or if they're coming from this way. If by some miracle they do hit this and then they don't immediately go back and destroy it, I would say deactivate it and then switch to whichever side you think needs more priority warning. I would suggest switching to this one. That way it doesn't activate with no one really watching it. They'll enter the room, get hit by it, and if someone happens to be in this corner or over here, because most likely you'll have to rotate through here in some way, and you can hop through there, swing them real quick, boom, done. Now even if one of those gets destroyed, you can always turn your animus back off if they're not pushing through there, because like I said, it's not very likely they will be, and then you can turn that one on. So even if you don't get that one done in time, I'd say deactivate animus and then activate, this. And that covers it for the basement floor. Hey there guys, hopefully everything I kind of showed you today gives you kind of more of an idea what to look for Fenrir spots. Just a quick recap, if you see some debris that you can shatter and isn't easily accessible for them to bump into, those are like the best spots. So like a PC tower that's on a cart, that's good because they're not likely going to run into it and knock it around and show off where your Fenrir gadget is, right? Second, tables, if it's a low spot, just make sure that if you're putting underneath that there's a chance they might have to crouch to actually get it to activate. So in some cases it might be better to just throw it in the back of the wall back there. You'll know which circumstance priority works out best for you and which map you're going for. And I hope you find some really cool spots based off of that. If you're still here, hopefully you did enjoy it and you're willing to give me a like, maybe subscribe if you're not already. And I'll have more of these guides coming out soon. See you then. Bye.